Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to network a Zmodo 9104, 9108, 9106, 9116, 9216 series DVR for internet access on a Windows-based computer. First thing you want to do is make sure that you have the monitor connected to the DVR, the mouse, and Ethernet cable going to the back of the DVR to the router. And we're going to start off by using the mouse to access the menu. So you right click and go into main menu. We're going to head straight over to network. And the first option we're going to change in here is static, or where it says static, we'll switch that to DHCP. And so this way it can automatically assign an IP address from the router that it's connected to. Go ahead and click OK to save. And now using the mouse we're just going to exit out of all the menus, and then you'll get this prompt to restart the system, so go ahead and do that. While it's restarting, it should be collecting an IP address, and we'll get that information as soon as it reloads. Okay, we're just going to have to wait a little bit, let the DVR load up, let the cameras load as well. I'm sorry, no cameras. Alright, let's go ahead and use the mouse again. We're going to go right back into the main menu, and then just straight back over to network. So as you can see here, the DVR has picked up an IP address that we can write down. We also want to record the port number, so 9000 being 1, and this 80 we're going to change to 81 because internet service providers tend to block 80. So write down the IP. You're also going to write down the gateway IP address that's to your router. And we're just going to hit apply so that it can save the port 81 change. Then what we're going to do now is before we head to the computer, we're going to go into the device menu to find out what the mobile port is. So if you go into device, click on mobile, you can see that there's a username, admin by default. There's a default password, 123456, and then you also want to write down this 18004 port number for your mobile phones. Now that that's been done, we're just going to click OK to save and restart the system so it can apply the port 81. And we're going to head to the computer. Now that we have written down the network information from the DVR, we're going to head to the computer, and the first thing you want to do on the computer is go ahead and open up Internet Explorer, because this is the only browser you can use to connect to Zmodo DVR systems. So in the browser, we're going to type http://, and then we're just going to type in the IP. So 192.168.1.103, and then we're going to add a :81 because we changed the web port from 80 to 81. You have to add a :81. You can see a web client for DVR and a plugin that it wants to load, but before we do that, we need to change some options. So go to the Tools menu and then go over to Internet Options. And then you're going to click on the Security tab at the top, and then just move to the middle and click on Custom Level. Now if you see where my mouse is, if you click right about here, you'll find one of the two options that we need to change. It says Download Unsigned ActiveX Controls. That needs to be set to prompt, and the one right below it, Initialize and Script ActiveX Controls, that also needs to be set to prompt. Then you're going to hit OK here, and click Yes to change settings for this zone. Apply, and OK. Now let's go ahead and click on this add-on to install the software. So for this DVR, I'm going to enable compatibility view. It needs it because it's an older style website. So you need to enable compatibility view before getting the login information or login page. So here shortly we're going to see that the login page is going to load up, and I'll go ahead and tell you what you need to enter to log into the DVR. And bear in mind this is the default setting, so here's the login page. You see a username. We're going to type in admin, all lowercase letters. And by default there isn't a password set on the DVR, so we can just go ahead and click login. As I mentioned earlier, there is no cameras currently attached to the system, but this is the network interface. You can play back video files by clicking here and searching for video files, and you can also change settings by going to remote settings. What I'm doing here is I'm going to go into remote settings and then network, and for the type I'm going to switch this back over to static so that this 192.168.1.103 doesn't change on you. You can see the media port 9000 as well, and the web port at 81. So you can change most settings, but not all. And now we're just going to go to the router. And the reason why we need the gateway IP or the router IP is to set this up for remote access so that you can view it away from home. The login page you see here is for the router, so if you're unsure you can Google search by your brand of router manufacturer. If you're unsure how to port forward in your specific router, you can always go to portforward.com and they can help. And they also show you step-by-step guides on how to port forward in your specific router. This here is a linksys, so we're going to go to applications and gaming. And make sure you're under single port forwarding. And for application name, I'm going to call it one of them DVR 81. The next one will be DVR 9000. And I'm just pretty much naming them after the port numbers that we wrote down earlier. Oh, that doesn't fit, so we'll just put in 18004. So first line, external port is going to be 81, and then the internal port is going to be 81. Protocol, you want either TCP or both if you can. Both is preferred. And we'll put in the DVR's IP address ending in .103. And then just make sure you check mark enabled. So the next line in external port is going to be 9000. Internal port is also going to be 9000. And we'll reference the DVR's IP address again. And the mobile port 18004 there, 18004 here, and the DVR's IP address, and check mark enabled. And you want to go ahead and apply or save those settings. Now that this has been done, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a website to make sure that these ports do come open. And you'll open up a browser and go to yougetsignal.com. From this website, you can look to see what your external IP address is. The difference is that you'll want to use the external IP address away from home. You can also port forward or check your ports, make sure 81, 9000, and 18004 come back open. If they remain to be closed, you need to contact your internet service provider, or you can also contact Zmodo technical support for assistance. Thank you.